Hey guys, welcome to my Furry Protogen 2. I played the first one and got tons of views. This one isn't gonna get nothing. I just know it. It's just not gonna happen. I did a second part of the first one, didn't get anything compared to the first part. We're gonna start. Probably a lot of reading, hitting the space button. My name is Bob. Okay, I gotta cut this shit down a little bit so it doesn't echo. There we go. Outside the window, the morning, the shore water. I fucking fucked that up. Outside the window, the morning sun shone warmly, its gentle rays just raising above the horizon. It slowly climbed above the treetops, casting beams through the clean windows and onto the kitchen table. I blinked surprise as I've been staring at the sun for so long without tiring my staring at the sun. This motherfucker's stupid. But 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 that didn't matter because my chest was filled with feelings so familiar and dear to me, and a comforting sense of peace that my eyes were burning outside of my skull. The aroma of freshly cooked bread dripped from the stove, accompanied by the quiet sounds of boiling water. Stop yawning, you'll miss breakfast. That's the mom. I turned to mother while she smiled with a smile on my face, feeling unexpectedly happy to see her at that moment. My heart stopped a little as a reuniting after a long separation, yet I didn't understand why. I wasn't going anywhere. I was next to her, next to Dad, just as usual. Mom smiled at me, and with her usual warmth, sitting down next to me at the table, carefully placing the plate in front of me. What's on your mind, honey? Wait, a weird guy? Name's Bob. I turned to the voice. My dad was sitting to my left, across from Mother. I felt so happy to see them both that my chest tightened involuntarily. I'm having a heart attack. He dies. I didn't know the reason, but I was still enjoying these. I'm trying to do a little bit more than last time. I just read this. It's the same backdrop as the first one. I shook my head at Dad's question. Nothing, Father. It's just. He's probably just thinking about that girl he's going to marry. Isn't that right, honey? I'm giving the mom and dad the same voice. My face blushed slightly, and I looked away, like an anime character. Mom and Dad looked at me as if they knew everything, as if they didn't need my answer. It's a normal thing, Bob. I know she's always on your mind. You're young. You're 20 years old getting married, you dumb idiot. There's nothing strange about it. It happened to me when I met your mother. I couldn't think of anything else but her and her pussy. Pussy. It's the only place. Mom blushed and responded in a calm voice. I bet honey ate your breakfast. It's fucking Joe Swans. I woke up. I just woke up not too long ago. I'm stupid. Come on, honey. Nothing has changed since then. My father reached out and placed his palm on my mother's cheek, squeezing it gently. I looked at him with a smile, as if trying to absorb this scene, to memorize every detail. At this moment, I felt, are we not the same character from the first game? I don't know. I don't know what I named the character last time. I felt at home in a cozy, familiar environment, but something in my chest was bothering me, as if I needed to leave. But I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay here to tell my parents more about Juno. Juno, that's the name of our wife. We knock her up, she won't give her baby out for adoption. Yeah, it's a good reference there, me. Thanks. To finally introduce them to her. Juno appeared in my thoughts, suddenly as if someone had pulled a lever inside my head. It activated part of my memory. I wanted to tell my parents so many things about her. About how much I loved her. About how happy we are together. I knew that they were proud of me, and they would be happy with my choice. Made my chest feel even warmer. Then why hadn't I brought Juno home? Okay, is Juno the furry girl? Is she gonna show? Cause last time she didn't show her butt all in the first part of the video. Why hadn't I introduced her to my parents? Well, because she's a. You're right, Dad. She's the best. I'm so lucky to have her meet have. I'm so lucky to have met her. Of course you are. Yeah, honey. It's very noticeable. The way you glow when you think about her makes us not hard not to notice. Are you guys doing okay? I nodded at Joe Swanson, digging into my porridge with my spoon. Yeah, I'm thinking about proposing to her. Mom clapped her hands together. That's so wonderful. You're doing great, son. Don't be afraid of anything. Mom and I support you all. We'll always be there for you. I'm sure Juno will be glad and agree right away. Have you told her yet? You just said you will propose. You don't tell your wife or the girl you want to marry or the man you want to marry that, hey, I'm going to propose to you here and there. It's supposed to be a surprise. What the have you told her yet? That's the dumbest. I would turn around to Dad and say, no, Dad, you dumb fuck. It's supposed to be a surprise. That's what a proposal is. Did you tell her you were gonna propose to her? That's not how it works. Just get on one knee, open the box, and say, "Will you marry me?" And then they slap you with a guitar. No, it's just hasn't come up yet, you know. I want to work it out perfectly. I hate for her to feel just like a passing thought. Press her lips together. Probably like questioning why the dad would think the son would already tell his wife, "Oh, I'm gonna propose to you. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be a surprise." That's not how you do it. I know I'm stuck on that, but that's so damn stupid. Mom pressed her lips together, looking at me with undisguised tenderness. I placed a soft palm on my shoulder. That's so sweet. You're so grown up now, Bob. I wish your dad and I could have seen your engagement. Wait. They already proposed? Or he said he was thinking about proposing? Pinches along and lost. I didn't want to leave it at all, so why did I feel like I had to? Like I had no choice? Mom, of course you will. I'll be sure to. I pretended to look away, but I have no camera, so. A persistent knock on the door kept me from finishing. I frowned, like a front, and looked at the front door. The anxiety in my chest grew stronger. Knotted in my stomach a tight knot. I felt like I didn't want to open the door at all. Turns into a horror movie. I didn't want to get up from the table. I didn't want to see who it was. It's somewhere in the back of my subconscious. I scrambled to understand what was happening, but I persistently pushed it back into the darkness. My heart beat faster. I'm like a fucking creepypasta fucking channel now. My palms were sweaty. No, I'm not gonna do that, Joe. With a sudden fear that settled in my body. Why couldn't everything stay the way it was a second ago? With the coziness, the warmth, Jesus Christ, dude. Calm down. The pinching love in my chest. Why did everything have to be this way? Why did my why did my girlfriend have to come meet my parents? Mom and Dad looked at me like I was already left. There was no turning back now. Mom took her hand off my shoulder and slapped me across the face. I rose from my seat with the slap on my face towards the door. The wooden door seemed to be staring back at me with a heart thundered in my chest each step, but I went forward, raised my hand, and slowly opened the door. The sight that came before made my eyes water, my face pale. The place I have considered home all my life, my native village. Village streets, the little houses with wooden fences. Everything was ruined in ruins. Everything was destroyed, all consumed by crimson fire and smell of rot, soot, and death hit my nose. Felt foggy in my eyes, burst with tears. Wait, what? I saw several bodies laying in the mud and somewhere in the distance, faintly drowned out by the chaos and destruction around me. What the hell? Are we in a dream? Or screams and pleas for help, but there was no one to help. You can help, you fucking lazy bitch. There wasn't a single living thing in my field of vision. Only corpses, remains, ruins, and the flames has taken them. What the fuck? I love how that's just... I turned away and wanting to see my parents, wanting to grab them and run away, but dining room table was empty. They were already dead. There was no trace of the comfort of our little house. Everything was on the floor. Like a tornado, the windows broken, the table overturned. I could feel hot tears streaming down my face, panic squeezing my throat. No, not again. Not this again. What again? I didn't finish the first game. Is something that happened? I don't know. I walked forward across the dirty floor, towards the bedroom. Step by step, I approached the bedroom, my hand on the doorknob, but I was terrified to open it, too scared to see what was on that bed. Because I remembered that I knew I was going to see. I didn't want to see it again. Helplessness, fear, grief, all of these feelings have actively concorded the love, comfort, and tenderness I felt just a few minutes ago. Bob? A voice, a familiar native voice, came through the throbbing of my ears. It was Juno, but I couldn't turn to see her, to hide her warm embrace, to find comfort or support. I froze at the door, clutching the doorknob with my hand. Mom was lying there, in that bed, alone, dying. Bob, don't do this. Don't go in there. I squeezed my eyes shut. Her voice echoed in my ears. In that moment, as if I fell into darkness, floating through space, watching the explosion. The planet that had once been my home was completely obliterated in front of my eyes. Bob, wake up! Okay, it wasn't. Oh, okay. I suddenly opened my eyes and found myself staring at the ceiling of the sleeping compartment. My body was tense and rigid, my chest heaving rapidly as I struggled to breathe. My heart was pounding so fast in my chest that I could hardly think. Bob, are you awake? The mechanical, polite voice coming through the noise of my pulse in my ears made me finally come to my senses. It's fine, I'm awake. I couldn't say the words easily. My throat was sore. My voice sounded so husky that I wasn't even sure if Pixie heard me. Her heart rate is off the charts. Are you sure you're okay? Should I call Juno? I immediately shook my head. No need for that. I just had a bad dream. In long months I spent on this ship, I've gotten used to the fact that Pixie was just kind of an invisible spirit. Someone who was always around, who could see and hear me, talk to me, but who couldn't be touched, shook hands with or felt. I didn't need to. Pixie had already become a good friend to me, even if I couldn't quite understand how it functioned. I still couldn't decide which pronouns to use mentioning Pixie. It accepted any pronouns, but depending on the voice it used, I sometimes refer to with he or she when it used a male or female voice respectively. But Juno said it's okay to call Pixie however I want because it didn't have any gender preferences. Juno also tried to explain to me that an artificial intelligence was, but I never fully understood, so I thought of Pixie as a ghost who was always around us. Okay, I was just making sure of looking at OBS. Okay. I thought Pixie was a ghost who was always around us when she was on the ship. I lay back on the bed. Cut it up a little bit. Heartbeat gradually returned to normal. The dream didn't want to go away. I struggled to think of anything but the nightmare. As always, its events burned into my mind. When I lived with them, I had only felt a longing for change when I sat with them at the breakfast table. I felt I had to run away, to change something, to find another way. I had been so dissatisfied with life. But now, to remember the past, see it in my dreams, I recall only peace and comfort. I am in awe of how ignorant I was about what would have happened to me later. My home planet was now a wreck, drifting through the endless space. Told me that later, after many unknown years, those pieces could form something new. They could become part of a new planet that I would know nothing about. This world, which Juno called Universe, was such a mysterious place. I still knew nothing about it. It gave me some hope, even though I realized that I would never have that planet my home again. Going through to realize that I was the last one of my species, the only inhabitant of my planet who would mysteriously survive. Except for Juno, I was the only one who knew what this planet looked and felt like. Remember those I knew, those I loved, those I grew up with? Our language, our myths, lit, heavenly mother of all the remains only in my head. And the burden was not an easy one, no matter how hard I tried to pretend everything was fine. If it wasn't for Juno, I probably would have already gone completely insane. She made many attempts to help me with my trauma to get me talking, but I couldn't put it off her shoulders either. I sat and stared at the ceiling again, beyond which was nothing but endless, unfathomable space. I did my best to push those thoughts away and got out of bed. Pixie, where's Juno now? She's training right now. Told her you're awake and she's already waiting for you. Thanks. Glad to be of service. She finally gonna show up. How long have we been recording? About 16 minutes and she hasn't showed up. I heard towards the shower oh god. This isn't a not safe for work patch. This is just a regular game. Jim, my body was still a little tired from waking up. I haven't slept at all, but I couldn't afford a few more minutes of and to work to reach my best form. My only motivation to keep me from fading my thirst for revenge. I was willing to do anything to search to find the bastard who had destroyed my planet and reduced it to nothing but cosmic dust. To finally get my revenge. For that I require teamwork. There she is. Okay, she got clothes on. She got clothes on, YouTube. She got clothes on. She got a jacket on. On to the gym. Juno was already there waiting for me. She looked hot from here. Her workout. Good morning, Bob. Ready for a workout? I tiredly managed a smile. Yeah, as you can see. Have you had breakfast? Not wise to exercise on an empty stomach. It's even worse to train on a full stomach. I always feel like I'm going to throw up. Are you sure? You can divide your breakfast into 2 parts so that... Don't worry, I'm fine. Let's get this started, okay? Juno only pressed her lips together. What lips? Not waiting to argue with me. I said it calmly, but I still felt bad if I insulted her. The concern in Juno's voice made me shiver a little every time. Sure, it was nice that she was thinking about my condition, but it was irrelevant right now. I was alive and well, not in any danger, so why did she care about me when there was more important things to worry about? It just made me feel she wants to fuck you, dude. That's what she wants, you dumb fuck. And the one who'd been constantly taken care of for so much time, and it made me feel weak and helpless. I didn't like it at all. This guy's nothing but a crybaby. He was like this in the first game. I guess his planet got destroyed, but damn. Get over yourself. To do this, I need to get strong, to train constantly, to do something. Every minute of procreation of rest made me feel anxious, as if I were just wasting time. Juno reapproached me about it now and then, but we never talked about it directly. Not in her to bring it up either. Okay, let's start with a warm-up, then we'll move on to practice. You learned the technique I showed you last time, so today we can repeat it, and then start with something new. What do you say? Sure, let's get it started. Juno smiled and hurried to comply with my request. The warm-up was mostly silent. I was trying to get over it as quickly as possible, so I could get past the most important part, my combat training. It was all I could think about since I'd been on Juno's ship and recovered from the virus. Even though the infection stopped thanks to Juno, I still felt weak and helpless for a long time after the illness. It took me a while to finally recover and get my body back to the strength it needed. Been watching over me and checking on me almost every day, worrying that the virus would return, but I felt I had survived for a reason. I was tired of feeling helpless, unable to protect not only my loved ones, but my people, but also myself. So I almost immediately asked Juno to teach me everything she knew. First we started some theory and then we moved on to the practice. Juno was always careful with me, afraid of hurting me. It made me feel a little angry. Jesus Christ, I hate this guy. Even now, she still wasn't using her power to its full potential. I could feel it. And despite my efforts to provoke her, she always held back. But of course, compared to 6 months ago, I have made some significant progress. Although I couldn't beat Juno yet, wasn't exactly equal to her strength. She wasn't winning as fast as before. It was inspiring and frustrating at the same time. I wanted to be a warrior right away, in the blink of an eye, but I couldn't do it, no matter how hard I tried. How long has Damien worked with me on my phone? Who the fuck is Damien? Only for it to do no good. It must have been from the first game. I'm kind of remembering that name from this game. As soon as that thought formed in my mind, I felt a rush of burning anger at myself, at my body, at what had happened. I responded to Juno's attack with a strong, quick move, but Juno quickly blocked and threw me to the floor. I clenched my teeth and cursed quietly under my breath. Almost there, Bob. Just a little bit more and you can beat me. Juno, even out of breath, stood over me, with her arms folded around her waist, and smiled on her helmet. Compared to her, I looked like I ran into me in a marathon. I replied grumpily. I've been almost there for half a year. Juno held her to help me get up, but through my frustration, I ignored her and got on my feet myself. Oh, sister, you're doing much better already. You're making significant progress. Your body looks much more toned now. And you still beat me like you're fighting an amateur. Juno laughed, which only made me angrier, but I tried to contain my irritation. Well, you shouldn't compare us in terms of strength. I was genetically engineered to be incredibly strong. The fact that you can stand your ground in a fight with me for longer than a minute is already a remarkable achievement. Your words are not helpful at all. In fact, they have the opposite effect. Juno heard the irritation in my voice and sad, confused expression appeared on her face. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I shook my head hastily, quickly being replaced by guilt and a little outburst. It's nothing, forget about it. Just worried that I'm not making enough progress. Thank you for helping me. I couldn't have gotten far without you. I reappeared on Juno's helmet. It's okay, Bob. You know I'll always be happy to help you. I fucked it up. You shouldn't worry about your progress. You're always doing really good. Come on, I'll eat of the food. I finally brushed off the unpleasant irritation forming somewhere in my stomach. Followed Juno out of the training room. By the way, how long have you been up? I fell asleep and woke up without you. I spent a lot of time messing with the coordinates for the autopilot, but I managed to get a good night's sleep anyway. And I also have some good news. I'll tell you everything over breakfast. Juno smiled again. I did my best to return the smile, strained as it was. When we got to the kitchen, I sat down at the table, and Juno put a container with warm food on the table in front of me. In the 2 years I've been on this ship, I had enough time to adapt to what Juno cooked on this ship. At first my body had rejected her cooking, but now I ate it all without much trouble. While I ate breakfast, Juno sat across from me, running her fingers over her clipboard in her hands. So what's the news? I made significant progress with tracking down the next planet. I think we can get there within the next few days. You just need to make some preparations. And the most important thing is that the anomaly is in its early stages, so we'll have enough time to research and find its cause. I frowned. Wait, what? You found it? We don't have time for preparation. We have to... I know, Bob, but we really needed to make a stop. I contacted my little sister. She's on planet UQ222XJ right now. That's not far from us. And she agreed to help with some equipment. After that, we'll head straight to the next planet. Wait, you have a sister? You never mentioned that. I thought you didn't have anyone at all. So I appeared on Juno helmet. Yeah, but how should I say it? We are not actual sisters. We're both created artificially. But we have the same creator and we're born in the same batch together as some other siblings. Was the closest person to me. Our relationship could really be described as that one of two sisters. This is extremely compliment in any technical and engineering related. She's 100% the go-to person for such matters. You're sure to like her once you get to know her. I'm not even gonna try to say the name. Exna can certainly be a little strange at times, or rather, she has a rather specific personality, but you'll get used to her quickly. What do you mean specific? Well, she's very sweet and kind, never leaves you in trouble, but she's also a little vulgar. I don't know how to explain it, but you'll see for yourself. We'll get to her in a couple days. I know through Juno's explanation and puzzled me a little. Is she like you? Yes, she's a protogen like me. She was created a couple days later than me. That's why she's the younger sister. But she gets mad every time when I mention that. She obviously that Exna was important to her, and because of that, I felt the need to make a good inspiration. What if we're too late because of this, and the anomaly destroys the planet you found? Don't worry, we have time. Just trust me, okay? I got it all figured out. We have enough time for everything. I just sighed. Yeah, the music is echoing, but let's see. I didn't need it up. It doesn't really do anything. I just sighed. All I could do was to trust her. And I trusted Juno completely, no matter what. However, I couldn't ignore the uncomfortable possibility that just in a few days we might arrive to nothing more than ruins. The same fate of my own planet. It was an uneasy thought. Okay, I'm sure you know what you're talking about. She answered me again with a smile, and I finished my breakfast and got up from the table. Intending to return to the gym. Even though I couldn't work out properly with a full stomach, I still wanted to do something useful. Even if it's something simple, strength training. Where are you going? So you could play something together. Almost beat me last time. Let's do it later, okay? I want to practice a little bit more. Throw that at me for now. I'll join you when I'm done. A sly smile quickly appeared on her helmet, and she responded, okay, but hurry up, because I wanted to play something else with you. After our main gaming session. You know, our favorite game. She winked at me. I responded with a slightly embarrassed smile. As well aware Juno was referring to playing with the VR helmets now, which is usually did when I had free time. As it turned out, there was a lot of free time in space. I still found it hard to imagine Juno traveling alone for so long before she met me. All she could do was talk to Pixie, and play games to pass the time, all alone in a huge metal box drifting incredible speed through an endless space. The mere thought of what it would be like alone on the ship, even for a few days, terrified me. Not only because I still hadn't the faintest clue on how to keep the ship running, also because being alone here would be unbearable for me. Next hour at the gym. I think I'm gonna end it here. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. What the hell did I do? When I was done, okay. I want to save right here. Maybe I'll play it again. We'll see. But, I mean, I've been almost 30 minutes. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe and see you guys in the next video. And goodbye.